Hello everyone, my name is Art and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be taking a look at LEGO Star Wars set number 75347. This is the 625 piece TIE Bomber. It released in January 1st, 2023. It has three minifigures, a Gonk droid, a little cart build, and then of course the TIE Bomber. The TIE Bomber build itself is quite interesting as we haven't had this build for a long time. The last time we saw this build, it still had blue. So it's been a while, and I think this is a very well done TIE series set, well done Star Wars set, and it's just a good LEGO set. It's branded under the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. The figures themselves aren't overly interesting. It's mostly things we've seen a lot, so I won't focus too heavily on them, and we'll mainly focus on the focal point of the set being the TIE Bomber, a really well done TIE Bomber. The one exclusive minifigure of this set, of course, the Gonk droid might be somewhat exclusive. The variation is, of course, but the parts in it, I'm sure the little Imperial crate that's used to build them up is in another set. But it's Vice Admiral Sloane, who isn't overly interesting looking. I believe from what I've seen, she does have a white outfit at some point, and I think that's a bit more interesting, but they went with the gray one here, which we've seen quite a few times. I sort of wish it started to become a bit more common practice that we saw dual-molded legs on these officer figures. Of course, we saw it with Yularen, but I'd like to see it outside of a UCS set, and I sort of wish it would become a bit more of a common practice. But it's a well-done minifigure, just of course using parts we've seen a whole bunch of times, and it's not overly interesting, but is exclusive nonetheless. Darth Vader here, who is a near perfect minifigure, I'd say. Like, the arm printing is amazing, torso leg printing is great, lightsaber is lightsaber, and the helmet, of course, it looks good. Of course, he's just always looking up. The face print here is one that I'm not 100% sure. They make so many and they look so similar a lot of the time. I don't know if this was the first set that introduced this particular face print. I think there might have been a new one included in one of the Kenobi sets, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The Gonk droid, I think, is an interesting one. It's a well-done Gonk droid. I really like the Imperial crate used. It adds some nice detail to it. The legs are built up nice, and it's just a well-done Gonk droid. The little cart build has some of the missiles for the TIE Bomber, which is nice and a good way to store some extra ones. Those you've got a space for a minifigure. You don't really have like a mechanic style figure to move these around. Of course, you wouldn't really expect your pilot to be using this, and you wouldn't expect Vader or a Vice Admiral to be really driving around a crate, which is where I feel like some sort of Imperial mechanic or something would be sort of a cool inclusion if you're going to give this cart, since it doesn't really make sense for any of the people included in this set to use it. Your pilot's not going to be driving around his own missiles. His main mission is to bomb the shit out of rebels. Vader sure as hell's not going to do it, and I don't think our Vice Admiral friend is going to either. The build here is like any other modern TIE fighter with the light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, and black colors. You've got a couple newer style stud shooters at the front with green studs in them, representing the green lasers of these TIE vehicles. This little front area is a printed section, as well as the cockpit, which is nice. I think the shape of the cockpit here, using these round pieces, is really well done. The cylindrical aspects of the two sections of the TIE Bomber, I think, look really nice. I believe in the original version of this set, they used this aspect to add a play function where you could shoot a big Lego missile. Of course, it doesn't really have a ton of room for that, how it's built with the missile section right back here. I'm sure that it would kind of conflict with each other if you were to try to fit one of those big missiles in that particular section. so they do have a play function there with these stud shooters. The wings are identical to each other. They're built the exact same, built of 3 sections, 2 similar to that, and then the 1 middle section that's attached to the actual structure of it. It's well built and is a strong build. I think the detail on the wings is nice. Of course, there's nothing here that is unsightly. One thing with the smaller version of the TIE Fighter, which was a bit disappointing in the wings, is that the perimeter of the edge of the wings used different colored ball joints pieces. It was a mix of light bluish gray and dark bluish gray, and you just didn't really have a lot of consistency in that, and it sort of affected the design and overall look of the build. Whereas this one, it's entirely, it's perfect. The clips match each other and it just goes together really nice, which I've just realized now, and I'm actually quite happy with that. You got red thrusters at the back. I love the smoothness of these cylindrical areas, and I think they're very well done. A little scanner at the bottom, and yeah, I don't think there's any real parts of it. Of course, you see a lot of the undersides of the studs, but you always see that with TIE Fighters, with just how they're built, with LEGO TIE Fighters. And yeah, I don't really have any issues at all with the design of this set. I think it's very well done. Everything matches, looks good, and has a really nice and adequate amount of detail. And I like the printed aspects of it. The missiles, of course, can drop down. They just fit in there like that. They're same as the ones that are given in the cart, as you would expect. It's a strong model. Works as a good playset as well as a display set because of how well detailed it is. The cockpit area folds up just like that, where you have your TIE Fighter minifigure, TIE Fighter pilot, which is very basic, but of course is needed in a set like this. And overall, I think it's a very well done LEGO TIE Bomber. Of course, we saw the TIE Interceptor also released in 2023. The TIE Fighter has recently retired, the smaller version, but in the summer of 2024, it's rumored that we'll see another one in a combo pack with an X-Wing, so you'll have that complete lineup on shelves together, which is nice. Of course, with the TIE Fighter and TIE Interceptor, you can only get them with also getting a Mandalorian Fang Fighter and X-Wing. But yeah, overall, I think it's a very good LEGO Star Wars set. The price of it, on the other hand, I don't think is all that great. This is an $85 Canadian set. I think that's a bit much for it. I don't know. I kind of would want it in like the 65 to 70 range, and with it being out as long as it has, of course, you might see somewhat close to those prices in like the $75 to $70 range, but I just don't think there's all that special included in this set that you would want to go out and really get it. If you're a minifigure collector, there's really not all that much here for you. Build-wise, splendid build, really amazing display and playset. It's very structurally sound and well done. But yeah, I don't know what I'd like to add to this set. I don't want to really make it another 2-pack with something else. But as a standalone set, I think it's good. I think it's just a little bit expensive since it doesn't really have anything here that I really would go out of my way and get. That's, I guess, why I haven't bought this right away, and it took me a year to get it. So yeah, maybe an inclusion of some sort of Imperial technician or mechanic to drive that cart would be nice. Some dual molded legs on the Vice Admiral Sloane, and that's about it that I would maybe change with this set. There's nothing at all that I would change about the build. It is one of the best LEGO Star Wars builds I think they've ever done. It's extremely coherent. There's nothing that I don't want from it. It's perfect. The clips match each other. There's no unsightly colors It just everything matches, everything looks great, and it's a very well done LEGO Star Wars set. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.